Is it fine for you?
No, it's not. Well, I'm in, but
Okay.
I'm
I
in,
can
but
see
we are
coins.
out of the coins situation.
If you want, I can tell you coins at any point, but
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be interesting. So, Avengallo is found. This it's interesting here. If you boost it with Crystal Skull, you give a very juicy Heatwave target. But if you don't boost the Avengallo, then One More Time may very well just use Trial of the Grasses, use the Blaze of Glory Leader to win on even. There's quite a few possibilities there. So like this is a time when maybe you want to have that coerced blacksmith sitting on board that can protect the Avangard a little bit without going too tall.
Never a problem 4 inches of steel couldn't solve.
But we start with the carryover play. And now the fun begins. There, I promise you, chat, there is a leader that each player uses, and there are charges. But we it's easier with one more. If you see Morkvark on the board, it means most likely, especially Doomed Morkvark, that it was used. With Lerio, it will be a bit harder.
So 6 coins in the bank right now. We saw the Furko the Sculptor turn 1 to set up that Nova Gradient Justice. And all this profit means that Lerio now has a full coin bank and gonna sit on those coins to get the Flying Redanian flying out. I guess when you see the boat, that also tells you how many coins Lerio has now. So, Trial of the Grasses taking out the Coerced Blacksmith. Since the Coerced Blacksmith could have protected another threat above the 6 power, or this above the 6 damage of the Trial of the Grasses, it just makes sense to kill the initial threat of the Blacksmith rather than whatever it would have been protecting later on.
Okay, Lerio is on a mission. He banned one Witcher deck, he steals Witchers from another deck. He's like, no, it's my tournament where I play Witchers and everyone else, yeah, play your silly devotion decks, etc. Just let me have the Witcher fun. Okay, so...
This is huge point gap already. I mean, the second portal unit is still waiting to come through. Geralt contributed. Are we going to put the Bear Witcher back? Decides to keep the offering, but in this sort of matchup, I'm really not sure what offering at 4 power is going to be able to kill. I suppose a Bare Knuckle Brawler if we see that later on. But if you don't see the Brawler, then this offering is just sitting in hand without great targets for One More Time.
Yeah, not easy. This is also not the Reckless Flurry where you can just click your leader and masterfully line up a 4. You can set up with Morkvark, but nothing beyond that. Okay, so pass button pressed, and now the carryover generation begins. There is an opening for Vesemir. I would assume that it is enough with the vitality ticking and that there's some Witchers on the board. Yeah.
And the boat is not coming back as well, so it should be fine.
Not much left of that.
Okay. But I think Lerio has to be very happy in this position. You get a great tempo pass with, okay, yes, you commit Justice, you commit Philippa, but you are playing the deck which is more engine heavy, and you've all but secured the long round 3 at this point. And with the opponent dry passing, with you having multiple turns to play, it means you can safely develop the Candle carryover. You can safely develop another Open Sesame, and then just play a unit to get some points on the board. This is free carryover, it's free real estate here for Lerio. just needs to invest properly, and should be set up nicely for the round 3.
Yeah, so here comes the pass. The cards you mentioned are in Lerio's hand, so he can do all of the things mentioned. There is also the ship that comes out, but you can go even more in and show how to roll another sesame. There you go. What's the sesame
Although-
situation?
Yeah. All at 6.
It's a 666 and might be not that great to get all 12 coins at once. Maybe if you manage to switch to jackpot for a second, somehow it works out for you. I'm not sure where the coins go.
So, mulligans is so risky right now for one more time because you have the other Silver Witches in the deck, you have the Morgvarg in the deck, you have your Bear Witcher, which you want to be the Geralt Quen target right now. So yeah, maybe you would have preferred to have the Olgod in hand to boost up all these cards you would be pulling out over the course of the round, but the Olgod is going to be missed. But the other golds are drawn here for one more time. Has the access to the Heatwave, has access to the Geralt Professional, and the Escort Pathfinder. So that's 3 tall punishers that Lerio is going to have to navigate between.
Yeah, and that's like the answers to potential Evelyn Astodi. So you kinda are relying on removing points from your opponent's side of the board because that's what poisons do. That's what Bare Knuckle Brawler was raised to do as well.
Nice. The nice bit about this lead from Lerio, though, is that all this powdered sugar coming out from the Gellert can help protect these engines from a leader Morgfog play and force these tall punishers to be used on targets which, one more time, maybe doesn't want to kill in the moment, with a tall punish using it too early. But we will see what
Okay, we start with the location.
location pulls.
To arms, men.
And when you know that your opponent is not playing offerings, you can float for... Well, you can float, but there is the Brawler, and Brawler goes and spends some money, deals with some Witchers, and now says, if you wanna fight me, you better either leader or, yeah, as you mentioned before, you can set up. Poisoning a unit while buffing it is nice, but you kinda can only do it only once. The candle is waiting though for some contributions, coinage, and then it can work with the Brawler.
Yeah. So right now, Leo is worrying about that second copy of offering. Wants to ensure that these engines are out of range, although at this point I don't think you care too much if the Bare Knuckle Brawler gets killed off. You see the poison protection coming onto the Evelyn. We can see that the Morgvarg was boosted up to 8. And it looks like that will be enough to kill off the Evelyn.
Yeah, okay. Deal with 2 threats at the same time. Although, yeah, as you mentioned, well, it's still a spender, and Lerio would kind of love to spend to the other side of the board, which he cannot anymore.
It is starting to look a bit worrying about the spenders for Lerio. Because there's still the 3 tall punishers, so if you have things like if the Eventide Plunder only gets you an Urchin, that's not good against all these Tall Punishers. So you have one more Cursed Blacksmith in deck, and then two copies of Eventide Plunder, and that's basically it for spenders, apart from this Geller and Candle, which can spend, but they're a little bit slower or awkward to work with.
It could very well be the
Okay,
deal
there
of a
we go.
lifetime.
The plunder, rope, and there we go with Street Urchin.
I
So-
always get worried seeing a rope on the Geller, because if you target a unit that you already poisoned, then after roping it, it just all crumbles.
It's good then that one more actually killed everything relevant for that board state, so that no self double poison happens.
That would just like instantly shatter the mental in game one. Would not be the start that you would like in the series. But this is a very strong hand, though, from one more time remaining. You have good tempo plays in the Witcher trio, the Bear Witcher, Quen into Bear Witcher,
Let's get this over with.
and then the rest of their hand
You
is
ought to
just
see the
Tall
older
Punishers.
If you're not fast enough, the windmill ahead.
You
Hard.
kinda say, this is what I'm coming with. Now, please beat, please beat my points. Also, yeah, there are no payoffs for the Witcher Swarm anymore.
Who said anything about killing? I
we-
thought burns. Third degree, but
We
still.
do see Oxenford Naturalist and Garter as the spenders that can do something with the Pastode.
Officer's word.
And Salamandra Abomination makes a return to Gwent board. Not often you see this card nowadays. Like 3 years ago, I think it was picked more often. It might have been before the rework for the Abomination, not the Abomination, failed experiment.
Yeah. So Lerio has enough poisons here to potentially kill 3 opposing units if the morale goes unanswered. And with the Beringer, with the Semitol Bear Witcher, it's a little bit of a worry for one more time. And now that there's multiple spenders, multiple threats on board, what are you most worried about answering here, Kungfu?
Well, we do see a spender gone. I'm kinda surprised. Like, yeah, Gellert is deceptively, slowly doing something, but he always finds value if kept on board, so might be
Yeah.
a bit of a surprise that he's still there after he lost his immunity and is not protected anymore. And welcome to Pastore Show. You get a bleed, you get a bleed. There is counter 1 on the sesames. So let's see who else gets a bleed. Now repeating himself a little bit, but Pastode spreads it sorta evenly. Can't blame the man for trying. Also 2 for 1 spender, so yes, you are going tall into a tall punish, but theoretically you are getting more from your coins than blacksmith on something like Shady Vendor.
Yeah.
It's just that you bled 1 power student, which is unfortunate, and then you bled another one by 4.
And yeah, like even if the Pastode gets answered by Tall Punish, like you said, it's still got the bleeding value, so you don't lose points by spending into the Bastodi in that sense.
Yep.
It also forces the opponent to actually use one of their Toll Punishes on the Bastodi, which means if one Toll Punish goes onto Bastodi, the other goes onto the Salamandra Abomination, the morale is free to stick, and all your other spenders are free to stick around, which isn't really what One More Time wants here. That bleeding is just nasty. Absolutely nasty.
Looks like Syndicate win.
Yeah.
The Witchers are not buffed by the Olgat. That round 2 situation, I'm not sure if Olgat is hitting there. Because you needed a couple of extra points from the vial. But yeah, would have been
Lay down your arms. You
not
have no chance.
not round 2, round 1 when one more was catching up. Yeah, not on the Lerio side, but one more when he was covering the gap.
I'm also... I am not convinced by the Pathfinder onto the Oxenfurt Guard that we saw before. Like, if this was another deck, like, say, if the leader was off the books, then sure, because that can get the 2 coins back for the Oxenfurt Guard a lot more consistently. But Open Sesame, it doesn't have as easy of a time getting 2 coins back into bank over and over again.
Yeah. Okay, and the poisoning. The Happy Mary poisoning continues here. 22, 23 is...
this is...
the professional is like, wait a second. I would like to offset you a little bit. Can you please move?
Yeah.
But yeah, you need 21, you need 24, you have 1 pink, you have 3 pink. Doesn't seem to be ideal.
No. So, yeah, as long as... Well, actually, now that the Gela is boosted by 2 each turn, you just need 1 boost from the Cursed Blacksmith to combo, and you're staying 2 points above a multiple of 3. It keeps you safe from the Geralt Professional.
A dagger.
And this is just the power of Cursed Blacksmith, being able to boost all your allied units by that particular amount that you want to do.
Never mind.
What? Oh wait, I think Lerio might have made a slight mistake in getting about some other boosts. Not that it matters here.
Yeah, he still wins the game, but yeah, buffing by 4 and not having the coins to continue the offset is not ideal. Okay, we have a spicy game number 1 with too many things to answer, turns out, for the Witchers. What just happened? Lerio offered a 30-point Geralt, and one more said, like, what are you doing? Thank you, but I'll forfeit myself. Picked for starters against the Jackpot. How are the hands looking? Well, Madame is there. If you wish to do the standard Jackpot thing, but at the same time Frost is also loving them long rounds. Who would you take in a long round between Jackpot and Frost, Lemon?
I would probably prefer the White Frost. It kind of does hinge on whether they still have, Eternal Yar, if they have access to navigators and foglets, but generally speaking, I would prefer the White Frost, particularly if the Madam Marquis Serenity is coming out already in this round one.
Consider this my tip.
The card designed specifically to give frost value. Please split the rows immediately.
Yeah, I wonder if Lerio is going to contest the round here, or if we're going to see another pass at 7. There wouldn't be a temper pass in this situation. It would basically be saying I can't match up to the Madam Marquis Serenity, or I don't want to commit big enough tools to need to do so.
I'm a bit surprised Matol didn't demand that Lerio plays Sabbath Frost in the tournament. What is this? We need like a list of regulations, no Syndicate in the opening game, so that platform is working okay. I think it never bugged if you like have Syndicate come up later on in the series. For starters, it somehow very reliably does the thing where we need player names and don't see the coinage.
Or maybe if we're assigned in different slots for the spectating, because mine usually works fine in game 1, whereas yours seems to not.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's also at play. And Nan in chat with the amazing puns.
Yeah. You have
Probably
to
coming
be,
for my job.
you have to watch it live on Twitch to actually see all the puns. Lemon does nice job with them on the cast, but chat also learns and picks up things from Lemon. Okay, so this is the standard Syndicate thing. Madam, a couple of engines, and saying like good luck covering the gap. Sometimes we do see players just from the red coin passing in response, saying I'm not doing this, but okay, Lerio decides to stop one of the engines and go from there.
The Riptide helps here. Odd Gaith into Winter Queen would be so many points right now.
Yeah.
So I don't think Lerio would need to just automatically lose on even were one more time to pass right here.
Yeah.
But I haven't properly done the maths either.
Yeah, that's why I asked about like what would you prefer in a long round, because well, the game plans for Syndicate Jackpot is known, play that and pass, but is it actually good? Apparently one more time decides that it will be for him. Which is for us to find out in this round 3, because well, unless Lerio art gates and does the math, maybe commits leader. Chat, take out your calculators and start jamming the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, Lerio, sometimes you scare me, but apparently decides to keep the win. No, okay. I guess Matt wasn't really doing it without the leaders. So exactly 10 points generated, but on the other hand, he also got... Yeah, he also got the frost, so I guess he needed to play an extra card.
Right, so 2 cards down here for Lerio. I don't think you'll lead in this situation as White Frost. in terms of, so maybe we should talk about the control tools coming out from One More Time Syndicate here. It's going to be the Philippa Isleheart with the Seas. There's the Moros with the tribute to just destroy any unit. And that's basically it for control, unless Shady Vendor high rolls something.
Yeah, you can find maybe an answer to an L aristocrat. Unless it's double buffed, then it's kinda hard for you to do. No candle in hand for one more.
Appeals can be filed within 7 years.
So he's going for a unit that is row dependent to generate something off of it. Because playing this in round 3 might just lead for it to be moved by aristocrat, by leader, and you're not getting much out of it. We do see thinning. And do we throw another bronze into the mix? Not like you're growing Iron Tide, but might as well fill the bank, otherwise you're 1 coin short.
Okay. So this is the strange world we find ourselves in, where it's not Syndicate, which has a artifact already on board going into round 3.
I'm happy we are finding out the answer to the question, like, do you do the Syndicate thing against the Frost that has similarly potent to the 10 card round? One more says, yes, I'll throw 3 engines in, but, well, I kinda have my doubts.
Yeah, there's literally 1 engine in hand here for One More Time. Whereas the 2 copies of Ancient Foglet, the Naglfar's crew, the Aerodin, a navigator coming from potentially Oberon or the Girls, all can be quite scary. Although Girls is probably going to be locked up in tutoring out that Imlerith's Wrath.
Do you think he'll go straight for Imlerith's Wrath or for Naglfar first?
Then leave me be.
I mean, surely Naglfar first. It's important to thin your deck because thinning is winning, as they say.
But the engine has landed. I repeat, the engine is on the board, so 9 turns of peaches generating value, surely. So what are you seizing with the Philippa?
Probably either the Aristocrats or the Ancient Foglet. I would not be surprised if Leo is trying to play the Aristocrat the same turn Liar gets clicked.
I think I spy some potential frog food setting up, so yeah, 1 more plays around that.
I'm no beggar, I'm an artist.
And good work with the Overprofit to ensure the beggar stays out of Toad Prince range. Able to have the other beggar having another beggar to beg with. This now begs the question, what is the response from Lerio?
Goes for the Aristocrat at 6 power here. We combined with the leader charge, extending that severe cold condition for the beggar. His life wasn't easy already. He was trying to make some money selling sketches, but yeah. Hopefully he's not frozen to death on that range throw.
Yeah,
Doesn't look
that
great.
Yeah, he has that raggedy scarf around his neck. He might be able to protect him from that winter's chill. Philippa comes out, stealing that aristocrat, which is fine. It means that the frost from there is a little bit more limited.
Yeah.
But between the Oddgaith, the Tonalia, and the double leaders, there's should be more than enough frost here for the rest of the round to be submerged in winter.
Paint your likeness for a crown.
And very nice for the bonus damage from the Eredin. Managed to roll a kill onto that first beggar. So the bonded is not achieved by the second beggar. Misses out on the extra 2 coin profit.
Yes, the 50-51. Do you take the toad as soon as possible?
I don't see a need to. I think you'd rather get the ancient foglets out now, because they're losing value each turn that you're waiting on.
Yeah, I guess something lines up with anything. Flying Redanian is quite tasty to eat by the end, but I would assume that one more. He's doing a nice job as of now of protecting the other stuff
I'm dead serious.
out of the frost range, but if the dominance is not achieved, like even next turn, it will be once again a full power unit available. Creates a pocket with the units with profit. Caesar Bilzen is waiting for his turn to join the board. Yeah, there we go. The dominance not challenged yet. You cannot really go for the dominance with the wrath available.
Okay. I wonder if one more time is just trying to offer up this Sea Reuven as the most wrath, doesn't care about boosting it up. Because if the Sea Reuven gets answered by the wrath, then the Captain Yaga will not be.
Now this is a
Okay,
help.
so the profit pocket has been broken. Caesar only has to work with the Reuven.
Look at this Karanthe Golden Child. And this is in this matchup where you're going to have both players are going to have a big last say. On the other side, it's the Karanthe Golden Child. On one more time side, it's the Captain Yager. Both players have a toll punish to finish with. It's the Imot's Wrath for Lerio, the Morals for one more time. And in this sort of situation, you much prefer having that last say. So it's already looking good for Lerio, but having that access to last say just means that it's tougher one more time to properly trade with these final cards, get the leg up that they need. And that's why you see the Morals being played perhaps earlier than it would have liked.
Yeah, this Karanta's child no more by the looks of it. Goes for the max value pretty soon. And yeah, there is the big play coming in now. It does close the point gap, but we see the hand. $31, eh? And
yeah, I think this is just a not that close now with the Crown. The Golden Child still not hitting the board yet. But you can see already in the first 2 games, both players went for a very similar strat from the blue coin of going for a temper pass to force the opponent into a long round 3. The difference is Lerio was playing a deck that actually had engine potential and threats left over for the round 3, whereas One More Time used all those threats in the round 1, which meant that in both cases, Lerio was just favoured in the long round, was able to outscale and eventually outpace One More Time. And it's probably going to be a 40-50 point gap in the end here.
Yeah, that character
Very well
didn't
be
shrink
a
at
lifetime.
all. What are we getting? Just 6 coins, gonna do an optimize. They spent with the candle. And
Bafanada.
31 plus buffed twice by Oberon and Leader's passive, and as they say, it wasn't particularly close. And the question answered. Yeah, you probably don't want to take Frost, especially while not having any more engine potential. So Lerio is 2-0 up, if we are being honest. Okay, so there we go. The last Lerio deck is Shield Wall, and one more decides to entertain us with his third deck available. Henry, Nilfgaard, go.
Wait, what was that, sorry?
Do you want me to repeat one more time?
Wait, the sound at the end of the mulligans was too loud. The music at the end.
No, I wasn't really asking anything. So, okay, let's go. Lerio, starting with the newly buffed Royal Guards. Is it newly buffed? It all mixes up for me. Was Radovid Royal Guard buffed this Balanced Council chat?
I think it was the one before.
Yeah. Oh, Andy, you got yourself a fan. You just need to start streaming every day. It all starts with one fan. And then the only people you meet in chat are your fans. So it's gonna be like only fans in Twitch chat.
Long
my
live
gosh.
the Emperor! Long may he reign!
A bad feeling about this.
Okay, so Dandelion is buffed, not by TA, but the Radovid Royal Guard, and it starts to generate value quite fast. It's quite a lot of value as well. But are you spending Wilgefortz on that?
Top card in deck is the Griffin Witcher here for Lerio. So that would end up being the pull from the Vilgefortz, but also maybe not the card that you most prefer boosting from the Dandelion. And yet you see that the boost from the Royal Guard rather than from the TA means that you're playing around that more removal threat of the Vilgefortz.
Sons of Nilfgaard!
No, Dandy is allowed to do his task. So, what do you want to buff? A little bit of everything with Kelder on.
Yeah,
Seems
it's fine to give on a bit of a buff here. It's always tough. You don't want them to go too tall to play into the tall punishers, but you want them to be tall enough to be properly enabled.
Can't seem
okay.
to getting any better than this.
Goes for the Griffin Witcher, maybe expecting the Wilgefortz applied, but have a cavalry just arriving to the front row, but the fight is already over for this round 1. Lerio gets out quite cheaply and with some carryover, but well, it's not like one more spent a lot here. And now the draws begin. The Calvit, 12 provisions. Everyone's favorite Balanced Council card to talk about. What should it be? Well, and still does his job at 12 provisions, but yeah, Henry is definitely less popular nowadays. Looking at the streams of the ladder, I don't really see too many Shupni of Gods.
Notably, on that final mulligan, one more time drew into the 6th provision Viper Witch and Mental rather than the 6th provision Vanima. And depending on what sort of cards Leo decides to commit in this round, one more time could really be missing that Vanima.
Yeah.
But it's usually it's a bit rough bleeding into a mid-range Calvi deck like this. They can very easily just commit Ramon with Norska Sergeants to win the round pretty cheaply, get point stamp to catch up, and also set up the Mushy Truffle carryover as well.
Yeah, and there is even an engine to pick for one more, so Margarita was ready. He was like, okay, engine is coming, I need to be on the board already. Not sure why, but yeah, she was already loaded and ready to shoot.
So there is a distinct lack of Purify in hand here for one more time. And with a few units already being played here, Shoop Shenanigans don't have an easy, consistent answer to the Nova here. And it would feel bad using the Vilgefortz onto the Nova when there are other threats later on, but it feels like one more time is forced to do so. Pulls out a Griffin Witcher Adept. Could be a nice setup if Keldar hits the board this round.
Yeah, both target practices in the deck. So cannot cheaply continue the population of
princesses and we get what? Bloody
Witcher adepts, but if we are playing further, maybe. And by the looks of it, at the moment, the point lead is decent enough. And the beauty of Redanian Secret Service. An engine, another one board? No, you have to look this one, a little annoying spy. Oh, agent.
And yeah, and the important thing is that since it was dealt with by the lock and not by damaging her to kill her off, if one more time goes for a lock onto a different unit now, that means that the lock will stay another. The second Redanian Secret Service won't summon itself out of the deck. But the Golden Necker is starting to look a little bit sketchy now. Because in terms of units left in the deck, you have the Redanian Secret Service. You have the Griffin Witcher Adept, which is the only Witcher remaining for the Geralt Quenta tutor. And then the only other unit is the Anna. So a bit of a 50-50 on whether the Golden Egg would actually pull a useful unit at this point. Queen Maeve hits the board. No inspired units to lower her initial cooldown. This is probably one of the premium imposter targets for one more time. This is maybe when you would have liked to have that Vanimar access. And with that in mind, that could be why Leo is playing the Queen Maeve earlier when the Vanimar may not have had a chance to be drawn yet.
Can wait for one more turn with the leader decision, but decides to use it now. Also probably gets ahead on this turn. And yeah, slams the
Certainly.
Ramon.
History shall remember the art of being.
So
Just
you got the leader out of your opponent, but allowed to establish the... Well, you couldn't really do anything about the Masha Truffle. It was always getting played here. It would be very nice to play Keldar, play Golden Necker, and get the cards in a proper sequence. Would be amazing. But yeah, not sure that's happening.
yeah.
So
The
Lerio
issue
decides-
is the numerous locks from One More Time, right? Whereas if you save the Keldar for the round 3, you can get a chance to... Let's say you play Keldar, gets locked immediately, and then the remaining Redanian Secret Service comes out. That's fine. You purify the Keldar on your next turn, play Golden Necker immediately, and all those specials that you play get you extra students for the Keldar, and then you force a second lock onto the Keldar too.
Okay, so gets adapts. There is also decree. This is awkward. You have to send half your hand
Yeah.
back into the deck. And then you have to decree the Quen that tutors one of the Malignant units out anyway, so...
Mm,
Yeah,
Golden Necker
since-
plays something. Oh. Draws
I-
the artifact, so that's not
Yeah.
coming from the Golden Necker now.
Ever laid
Okay.
eyes on a deception of such grandeur?
So the series might continue after this game.
This Griffin Witcher isn't the scariest, since One More Time doesn't have that many other sources of damage to combine with. But if the Lydia does manage to, say, high roll a Boiling Oil, then a Griffin Witcher ping into Lydia could be very scary. Fortunately, Lyria's list hasn't played in Boiling Oil yet, so that's not a guarantee from the Lydia.
Yeah.
But it feels like when I play against Lydia, they always find the Boiling Oil.
Yeah, Rune Mage was played, so... Like, still not a guarantee, but here we are about to witness how it's really done. Yeah, there we go. First option on the left is ready to boil.
Though granted, strong and skillfully imposed.
Skillfully imposed. Yeah, something. She even makes the point that it's guaranteed when you are good. Now, the other problem is, yeah, this Griffin Witcher, 1 pink, you have to probably buff Redanian Secret Service with the Kair Seren. If you want your Keldar.
It's a very good point.
Yep, goes exactly for
That
that.
is what we see. There. Okay. The decree being used early here means that the Henry is a bit of a safer play for One More Time. You don't need to worry about Lerio being able to tutor out one of the spawns from the Henry.
Okay, yeah, why did Berengar get Malignant into the deck? It would have been so good. So good to just take one of the cards from Henry. I don't know what it would be, would it be even good, but just to make the point that I played every unit in my deck and now I'm using the free supply by my opponent, would have been nice. But yeah, a bit risky I suppose.
Okay.
Do not look
Goes
now,
for the
true
lock,
lady.
maybe expecting, maybe not expecting to get a kill, but yeah, denied. Now the issue is... you can float, she's not dying immediately, so you can just kill her.
So I think there's a couple things to think about here. You could save this Redanian Secret Service to protect the Keldar from later from being locked. Although, if you do purify the current Griffin Witcher Adept, then you force the Redea to lock it again, otherwise the Vanamar won't have an opposing locked unit to kill off. Because you can always get rid of the lock onto, say, the Keldar or any of your witches by just transforming from the Adept if it's, not locked again.
Yeah. Okay, for now, just Anna. It is kinda the second to last engine that you can develop. Everything else is plain for
To
value.
feel, there is nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the nice thing about floating the color here, though, is that you can one-turn combo with the Vanamar.
Yeah.
So,
Is that the most amazing one Himar in existence? But okay, you also get a leader charge from
yeah.
Lerio, so it becomes slightly better.
Can I come down now?
Yeah, look. To be fair, there is a Joust remaining in one more time's deck, so Leo has to be playing around that possibility, especially
yeah.
that Griffin Witcher Adept sitting on board.
But okay, it's kinda got solved. There is still Sangreal, which is a Purify. But so yeah, you cannot really float the Van Himar, otherwise you will be playing a mage for 3 power. And that's it. Although, okay, Lerio doesn't have the last say, doesn't really matter that you have the shield. So the Witcher train doesn't stop though. The Keldar's legacy survives with the Witcher student on the range throw, and there is still a target practice and maybe even another one.
The bolt, I know, I'm on it.
I think the Witcher train might continue on the side of one more time here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the slave driver into illusionist into Griffin Witcher Adept to transform this 1 power Griffin Witcher.
Yeah, because it's time kinda ending. Adrenaline hits in and you cannot stop your transformation.
Okay. Here is the Henry.
There is a Bratans.
Edna and Rosa, I must attend to
That
their needs. Their well-being.
Lerio gets. And there is a gem event. But only bronzes in deck and not too many turns. Is there anything better?
War Elephant can get the crew pretty easily, and since you have last say, it's safe from the Baron. So I think the 16-point War Elephant.
I mean,
to be
Dem
fine,
event
but
is
those
the
would-
War Elephant, so.
Oh, but you don't. Oh, okay. You can protect with Truffle, get it to 7 power, and then you're safe from a Trial of the Grasses.
It all works together.
Yep.
Unless something can be done with. Boiling oil is there. You cannot combine that with the Trial of the Grasses though, so yeah. Don't really see anything else. So a pretty decent play
My
incoming.
loyalty is to Imperial coin, not to the face depicted there.
Also sad for Bratans, no triggers. Here for assimilate, no create.
The key is not to lose one's head.
Okay, but boosting the 1 power Griffin Witcher means that we might just be seeing Slave Driver for Nausicaa, like the more typical line.
How do you feel about Priscilla coming in the mix together with Demavent?
It's just nasty. It's just such a high roll. We make fun of Temple, but this just feels like Temple, but from Henry. Like, it fills me with the same amount of disgust as I usually get from seeing a Temple
So
rolls like this.
she needs to be inspired to trigger, but there is Nausicaa that can do that.
Yeah, and because Demavend is on an order, you can combo quite easily with playing another card at the same time.
Lemon disappeared. Yeah. 1 second. We'll get him back.
Not a bad idea.
Okay. So, very nice plays here for one more time.
It's like, yeah, Temple, let's go. Henry Temple, Temple of Henry Wen. It would have been slightly closer if well, Henry didn't happen. Slightly closer. I don't know.
Yeah, even at this point, it's still more points to take a Griffin Witcher Adept from the Illusionist because of the bonded and then +2 points, transforming the Griffin Witcher. But I don't think it's going to matter here. The reset from the Baron isn't worth that much. The 2 boosts from Diana. The crew was ruined for the War Elephant, so it's not paying for as many points, but I mean a 14 power Viper Witcher Mentor to finish is very good. One more time, it's still in it.
Yeah, he takes it 1 game at a time. And, well, puts 1 win on his scoring sheet.
Previously, whether that Temporal Pass ultimately works out is up to debate, but I don't think this Northern Realms list has as scary of a long round 3 as the White Frost does, so could be a bit of a safer bet.
Yeah, maybe you can even utilize their cards slightly better if you steal with Philippa, but let's see. If you once again spend 3 engines round 1 and then have to play against Meath, Witcher, Swarm, might be still in like relatively close battle. Speaking of Madam, we can see her in the deck. But this time cheap engines go. It will be a fair battle. Do Lerio engines outclass the tax collectors and such? Might be the case. Okay, there goes Dandy. With the leader charge not available for Philippa. But that that can change
No,
pretty
dwarves do not
fast.
qualify for childcare
Tax
tax
collectors are cooking the books right now to get the coins in.
The sword finishes him off.
And I think it's very fortunate for one more time to have this Salamander Lackey in hand, because a Margarita onto Soul could be pretty devastating for one more time's chances at contesting this round, but having access to that Purify enables you to keep some locked engine, to keep engine.
Scoop, you are like the best viewer, lurking on Twitch, watching on YouTube, it's perfect. Hit all the platforms, everyone should be doing exactly that. Okay, thanks for watching Matol Gwent creations cast by myself and Lemon, and Andy and anyone. So yeah, we do appreciate that, guys. Okay, so speaking of Margarita, Lock being devastating, well, stealing Dandelion feels great already, purifying it and getting to use it yourself, it really feels amazing.
That was crazy. So casual 4 power, 6 profit, and purify lock, all for 4 provisions. This is the best situation that you could ask for. And with that, now one more time takes a 13-point lead. The Dandelion is going to keep ticking, boosting up the
For honor.
wait, Captain Yager?
And for coin.
Okay, it's going to be a
Apparently so.
crazy big finisher for one more time. There is the Warrior for Baron on the side of Lerio. So if you go too tall on either a single card like the Yager or
Your
maybe the
facts, good sir, are false.
Soul getting played too early, then yeah, Baron would be happy to clean up. The Naturalist here is good to spend in a wide manner, not going too tall on one unit. And able to keep this Dandelion uninspired for maybe one more turn until it Dandelion not able to pass a Trial of Grasses.
Yeah, I don't know, Geralt talked him into this, but it was a very questionable endeavor. I think, yeah, him as a bard was good enough of a life, but wanted to spice it up a little bit. So yeah, no madam, but that big Philippa swing and bronzes do the job. Lerio has to commit another bigger card. So this with Sirinova and the Witchers should be good enough, unless you high roll, a low roll the pinks into a 4.
Even the Queen Maid would trigger anyways, so it
okay, yeah, Myth triggers anyway, so doesn't matter. Never mind then. Yeah.
So, look, sometimes it's a good thing to miss Madame Serenity in the round 1, because it forces you to save her for a later round, and gives you a very nice tool to defend a bleed with, and we do see the decree finally being drawn, giving access to that Madame Marquis Serenity.
So yeah, the borders on the cards from the mod from Rogue Mage transferred by Riri, but this is not the player's cosmetics. It's a local patch that you mod that you install.
Getting down's another matter.
Only for yourselves to be seen. Okay, so Lerio with this push is provided to you by Sirinova and forces the Madame out. Doesn't stop at that though. Says I need more, especially with engine ready to go.
To see a fear one day with mine own eyes.
But now, with the ship arriving, what's next for Lerio? Man, the Golden Necker with Redanian Secret Service doesn't look too great half the time. Well, not that he wants to play it right here, right now, but in general. If you want the Yolo Necker, you have to always think, do I have it safe? Or do I have to do some maneuvers to make it reliable?
Sometimes you just have to believe in yourself. And then if the Golden Echo shows you the brick and it doesn't go the way you want, then you can just blame luck for the loss and not your poor decision making.
Never have I seen a Gwent player blame luck. And they always go like, I lack skill most likely.
Yeah.
It could very well be the deal of a lifetime.
So
The semblance of power.
Okay,
Payday,
so
pretty good tool here to take out the Radovid Royal Guard. And able to stay ahead pretty easily for one more time. The 8 carryover and the Syrian over not nearly enough to stack up to all this engine potential. And it's going to be card advantage now for one more time heading into round 3. Also gets the last say, so is going to be safe from that Baron. If you save the Yago to last.
yeah, Yago will be, but something surely gonna get dropped, so with some money in the purse. So let's see how much of a value Bloody Baron can generate, but yeah, should be limited. But Lerio shortened the round length. Going against Madame Engines and Saul was not to his liking most likely, but at the same time we do see one more find in most of his deck. So you have to fight against the profit package, and then Yago finisher sounds questionable for your victory chances.
What's the lead here, do you think, for Lerio? Do you just go for the Addit first? When do you try to set up the Anastarenga? How long do you wait for the Golden Echo?
So Golden Necker is what? Not bricked, has one. You definitely need a target for boiling oil, and I don't think Sigurubin is the target you're aiming for. And yeah, Lerio also takes the Redanian Secret Service. Fair enough. I guess there are not too many ways to lead with here, so it was either Anna or the Witcher. And
I only loot corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
okay, спасибо за донат. We got a donation, somebody complaining about the ads. I already minimized them though, so hopefully helps. Спасибо, реклама уже была вниз. Я так понимаю, у Твича слетели нормативы на воскресенье, сори. Но рекламы должно было стать намного меньше после того, как написали. But yeah, I don't know, it's lowered significantly from the default.
This Golden Echo is going to be very inconsistent in terms of what unit it finds. So, there's the Quen, Keldar, Berenger, and a Radovid Royal Guard. You really don't want to hit the Royal Guard. Berenger, maybe not the favorite, but
That there is a
alright to find.
blue ribbon.
Well, yeah, you can develop 2 Witchers. on the same row, so should be safe.
Or do you go for the mentor now? Try to
Probably-
find access to the Gwen, the Keldar.
Probably would
Probably
be
worth more
an
than-
upside to just target practice.
Hmm.
Yeah, good call.
Hit the mark, we aim above the mark.
Doesn't find extra 2 points on the Gwen.
Okay. Would have been nice to find the Geralt Gwen here rather than the Keldar directly.
I'm on it.
Only one
Okay.
special to get extra value from Keldar.
Yeah.
I've a great eye for faces.
Now it's the slow setup of the Caesar Blitz, and we now have the two adjacent profit units.
Go on, season yourself with garlic, see what that gets you.
Knowing there's no more damage remaining, you don't need to use a leader charge on the Keldar. Doing so would actually just play into the Morale Stall punish.
Yeah, so do you think the 5 points from Kaiser and Gwen interaction would have mattered here at all? Or is Iago just too big of a play? Or do you prefer not to
Nothing turns my guts
to
more
make
than
the
a
predictions
filthy
beforehand? Wait. Yeah. It was paid.
Still close the Keldar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make that prediction in 2 turns time if I can.
Okay. If they don't slam cards too fast, I understand.
Gather my men.
I think this is looking very good for the Yager. I might be underestimating the Sangreal value, but
So there is 6 reset plus the bleach. The Sangreal Purify works out. And then there is a shield. And this is a 32 point gap. Iago plays for 30, more or less, usually. The spending is done as well, and yeah, I don't think the missed 5 points matter
No.
whatsoever. And we get the continuation of yesterday's 3-2 is happening. We'll just have to witness the last game. And I'm still hoping for the first tie of the tournament. Так что да, идем так же, как вчера, 3-2 в каждой каточке.
I think that's just going to encourage them to spam even
Yeah,
more.
so I'm surprised.
And,
I mislabeled Matol. He is a troll mod.
We're going to have a bit of a Witcher off here in the final game of the series. It's going to be Lerio's Northern Realms Golden Echo Witches up against one more time Skellige Blaze of Glory Witches. I think
Allow me
it's
to
still
play
fair
you
to
an
call
elven folk
Lyrio's
tune.
list a Witcher deck, right? Maybe it's not full on, but it's still a good number of Witches.
I don't know, it was just named Shield Wall for like 2 years, I think. So now that one more actually plays Witcher decks, I don't think it's a fair for him to suffer the... Oh, Lerio also played a Witcher deck. Not really. But yeah, there are fine margins, so you can sneak it as a Witcher deck anyway. There are,
Yeah, I want to
most of the
push my
units are Witchers.
storyline of Witcher vs. Witcher for the final game in the series.
It also
you
makes
know?
sense since Lerio banned one of the Witcher decks that this is the final hour for him to like showcase that this is actually Witcher.
That's smart.
You cannot do the Dandelion buff. You can buff him with the shield wall, I mean, but yeah. You do the normal moves with Radowitz Royal God. Eskel doesn't really care about those shenanigans though.
No.
He's like, okay, Dandelion. I didn't really like that ballad that you made about me, so just deals with the board.
And that's almost nullified
Can't see it
the
getting any
stratagem
better than
advantage for Lerio going first here. Shouldn't be
Bafanada.
too difficult for one more time to... Okay, we're probably not going to be pushing for an even here with Selective Mutation being the next card. Draws into the Garrett Quen. Decides to put... Are we going to keep the offering?
If you're not fast
Feels like it could be a little difficult to get an offering target set up here.
Yeah, the Balance Council buffed all the cards to 5 power, so offering players suffering slightly, but seems to be okay. For one more, decides to keep it.
I remember in this matchup offering being specifically amazing at dealing with the adepts, but not anymore. You've now got to maybe combine with some other damage, set it up, but not going to be very easy to do so. Oh, you thought there's a 2 power unit you could use the offering on? Nope, it's going to turn into a 5 power adept now.
Yeah. It's usually not that devastating considering... okay. It's devastating to a unit that just got offered. What I was about to say is that one more is running the 6 damage or maybe 8 damage leader. Sometimes it's not enough, so you can like aim at combining things of Blaze of Glory plus offering, but he decides that... well, I would assume that it was a 1 power Witcher that got offered to the carryover buff. Speaking of carryover, Olgat is not really merciful to one more today. I think he was missing the card.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, yeah, this deck doesn't have a way to tutor the but it doesn't have a way to tutor the portal. And since we've been seeing this deck played on Red Queen, where they don't have access to the Curse Scroll stratagem, it is quite easy to miss those couple key gold cards which you prefer to get earlier on.
Okay, a proper Witcher off continues with Gelder joining the party. It's students here, students there. It's like 2 Witcher universities battling for the potential students. Interesting. So the Kelder package is gone. Kelder is amazing though. It cannot be Eskel. I guess Heatwave Professional doesn't care about his tribal predisposition.
Yeah, if you double buffed it with Leader, it would be pretty safe from the Professional, but still vulnerable to the Heatwave. Look, I can see just playing it early here. If you expect it to get answered by a Toll Punish later on, just play it here. It's able to trade up a little bit and combine nicely with this Griffin Witcher Adept to help you get that round control.
It's very important to not use Trial of the Grasses as the removal.
Retrieve the bolt, I know.
Against the deck that basically has all of them included.
Yeah.
It's also kinda double-edged sword. You have the 2 power unit that you can set to 13, but oh well. It's kinda useful for other things as well.
The windmill. Its sticks spin around and smash you.
Okay, so Lerio.
If you're not fast enough,
Commits the Kelder, commits the Griffin Witcher Adepts, and that's enough. But that's a lot of firepower. Not that much swarming available for Queen Meave to work with, since this is not a deck that's running the Brigades. Portal in hand.
What are you gonna do?
One round here for Lerio. So, Queen Meave without armor essentially forces the Heatwave onto her. And then just leaves the Geralt Professional to kill something else. But like, if you use a leader charge to protect the Berenger, ensure the Unastranger is at certain power levels, then yeah, you can make it quite tough for this Geralt Professional to find value. But with only so many leader charges, you'll need to space them wisely here.
Yeah, so this is another case of Olga just hiding in the deck. There is access to the trio through Gwent, there is leader dealing 8 damage with Morkvark, and Portal was not bricked, so all things considered, one more should be happy with the draws. Found all the 3 toll punishes early on already, 2 of them, and Professional is here to join the party.
I find it a little ironic that earlier in the year, I'm pretty sure Lerio was one of the... I remember one of the voices sort of saying that we should power buff the Witcher trio. And then runs into one more time here, actually playing the Witcher trio, a card that he advocated to buff.
The bolt softens him up.
I mean,
Sword finishes him off.
should make him a happy man that the card's seen play. And Council actually leading to something. And you on the tournament meta, not only on the ladder, where you nowadays, well, always, but nowadays especially, can play anything you wish.
It's like that leader is to protect against a Geralt Professional. And hey, if the Radovid Royal Guard order gets to go through, that order itself can help protect against the Geralt Professional.
It sets Sana at 7 with armor.
Yeah, we ought to see the other beast.
So,
But I worry here though, because Queen Meave will boost all the units by 1, and that could set a unit to a power that is divisible by 3.
well, nothing you can do about that in the end, I suppose. Like, you probably rely on some points coming from her, but there is also a non-zero chance that he just eats she eats Heatwave, right?
Oh, toes. Oh, nose.
Oh noes. The Watermaster is surviving, okay. What's the boiling oil being kept for?
That is a good question. Depending on the draws, it might be another mentor in this game coming up from the location for Lerio.
But casters, why is Trial of the Grass is not going on to the Witcher? Already 6 damage and 5 power engine. Okay, so there we go, Professional and the leader kinda wiped the board, for the most part, of any value.
Pretty clean answer here from One More Time. And maybe you don't even need to care about the Queen Meve anymore if there's barely any units on the side of Lerio here. So this has to be a huge golden necker, because you have to make up a 34-point gap now, and there's still some pretty big plays to come here from One More Time. We're still going to see the Witcher trio. There's that Heatwave, which can answer a threat from Lerio.
I honestly just don't see points on Lerio's side at the moment.
Same.
I would be interested to like be proven wrong, just to experience it, but too big of a point gap with 18-point Gwent. Oh, chat is having fun. They found a button. Let's go. More. Ban is spammable?
Okay.
Well, it's not a ban when it's not a message in chat. Well, there are no more toll punishes, so...
Sunrail's fine, and they'll get locked anyways by
Yeah.
this Griffin Witcher Adrenaline.
For honor. And for
Decides to keep the Griffin Witcher here. Doesn't go for the Mentor to try to find the Geralt Gwen. But... Yeah, I don't see this hand matching up.
I mean, at least it closed the gap more or less.
It's not for me.
So there is that. So it's not looking too big.
Okay, yeah, slight misplay there from One More Time. The Bear Witcher should have just targeted the bigger Griffin Witcher, because this ended up playing into Trial of the Grasses. So a 3-point loss. But speaking of a 3-point loss, this location boost isn't doing much for Lerio. There's no adept to transform the student coming out of the target practice. Looking a little bit rough, and One More Time's Hyun Kaduk does manage to get the 2 heal onto both adjacent units.
Yeah, so there is slight help from Redanian Secret Service purifying ones. The Griffin Witcher. Griffin Witcher will have a task of missing the armored units, of course. The boiling oil is still there, and it doesn't really do much.
Yeah,
Target practice is not amazing, so... And there is not much to reset as well, so... Yeah. We'll wait it out, but by the looks of it, we kinda... Well, we would figure out the finalist anyway on the result of this match, but it kinda seems to be more obvious with each turn.
Yeah. I think, yeah, most obvious after this turn. Witcher trio coming out 15 points, plus 3 off the Geralt Gwen body, and they're not the type of player though to forfeit prematurely. Maybe some miracle will occur here. Maybe the Trail of the Grasses accidentally targets the opposing Siri Nova. Who knows?
Would it be enough? Yes, I suppose it would be closer, but yeah, there is the reset, there is the final play, and One More Time goes into the final of winner takes all. Lerio's journey in this tournament iteration ends. GG's to both players. Quality game. that went till the last game in the match, but yeah, kinda was feeling that it's going one more time. So he is the superior Witcher player, we can claim that.